Welcome back, Sunday Society, to another technically awesome episode of Taking Back Sunday. I'm Bianca.
I'm Hannah.
And we
I
have
am
been
still
experiencing...
adjusting.
Apparently, Hannah's Android does not want to connect as a second camera like we usually do on this platform. So we've spent probably a good hour trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
So we are loving technology today. She's been wonderful to us, but let's get going, and we will have some fun stuff to talk about today to brighten everybody's spirits. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's take back Sunday.
I should also say that I spilt my drink all over my paper and on Bianca's carpet, and it's been a day.
It's been Murphy's Law for this episode, and I leave tomorrow for Louisiana. I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous, and that's just a very long drive by myself. But believe it or not, I'm actually kind of excited to do that. Like, just go by myself and just spend that time alone in the car. And because I'm a planner, of course, I have looked on Google Maps or Apple Maps and looked at the whole route to see what kind of drive it'll be. It's like all of Arkansas is in the woods. So I'm a little anxious that I'm in the woods.
You will probably lose service.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
So I have my knife, I have a mini baseball bat, and I got Audacity. So
and
catch
my
me outside.
Taser that you can have.
I didn't know if you charged it, and I didn't want to ask.
I did, and it is in my car.
Oh, thank you. Big hearts to you.
Okay.
So, switching gears,
yes.
I have a fun little game that I wanted to do.
Okay.
It's the Put a Finger Down challenge.
Okay.
So, we'll start with all 10 fingers. All right. Some of these are raunchy. So, the first person to run out of fingers wins or loses. I'm not even sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Something happens. The game's over, I guess. Okay. Put a finger down if you ever had a secret crush on a friend's partner.
Hold on. You have to put your finger down. We'll talk about it later. Put your finger down.
Okay. Actually, I know. I think I know. Oh, God. Okay.
I don't know if they were a friend, but we thought they were a friend at the time.
Okay. I think we are very much thinking of the same person. Oh,
if
my
you
gosh.
know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you put a finger down, if you've ever kissed someone you just met.
Ooh, I have.
I have. New Year's Eve.
Jamie, how romantic.
It was Jamie at the bar. It was her husband's son, and he was in town from military leave or something. And Kevin grabbed me and said, "Here, Happy New Year." And I was like, okay. I think I was working too at the bar. So anyway, that's my story. Put a finger down if you send a risky text to somebody you shouldn't have. Like you accidentally sexted the wrong person.
Oh, no.
Put a finger down if you had a one-night stand. I don't know if I have or not. God, is that bad? I don't know. Put a finger down if you lied about a relationship status to avoid commitment. I'm guessing that means you've told somebody you're in a relationship so you didn't have to do anything. I don't think I have. Put a finger down if you've ever had a steamy dream about someone you know. Put a finger down if you've ever received a suggestive photo from someone unexpected.
Oh my gosh, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. It's we're women. Of course we have.
Okay, I've got 5 left.
Okay. Put a finger down if you have ever flirted to get something that you wanted. We're women, of course. Okay, I'm down to 5. Put a finger down if you've ever had a secret admirer.
I don't know.
I only know because in 2010, somebody randomly sent me a dozen red roses to my house or to work. And it was an anonymous card. I still don't know who sent those to me.
That's cool. I don't think I have.
I was like, oh, shoot, somebody is feeling some Bianca. And then no one ever came forward. I'm like, this is probably my mom.
It probably was. I was gonna burst her bubble.
I asked her, and she's like, "No, it really wasn't me." But anyway, put a finger down if you've ever had a crush on a celebrity. Of course. Put a finger down if you've ever been caught in a compromising position. Kids, man. Put a finger. This is the one I didn't know if I wanted to say. Put a finger down if you've ever fantasized about a coworker. Do you want to take that one out?
No.
Yikes, we're both down to one. Put a finger down if you've ever had a romantic encounter in public. We're both out.
Mom, don't watch this. I should have put that at the beginning.
Please don't watch this. The last two were put a finger down if you've ever been involved in a love triangle.
Oh, no.
I don't think I have either.
That's
and then
weird.
A forbidden romance.
I mean, do you? But not for me. It's
yeah, it's too much drama.
And then a
for
what?
Me. If you've ever been in a forbidden romance, and I have.
Oh, I kind of have too.
Yeah, I have made some questionable choices in my youth.
That was fun.
That was fun. That's what took me so long to write.
I was like, girl, you over there writing a book? Dang.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
What is one random thing you do every single day? And if you don't know your answer, I do. So.
Oh, goodness. Random thing I do? Like random?
Like a habit, like kind of random, but like not other people. It's not like a normal thing to do every day.
Probably eat in bed.
Oh, okay.
I eat in bed.
There you go.
I love it. I love to just sit in bed and eat. And I know that some people are going to be like, oh, that's so gross. I don't care. It brings me joy to be surrounded by my blankets and my pillows and just eating some leftover spaghetti. It is a vibe.
Okay.
What were you going to say for me?
That when you go through a yellow light, you always and never do you not touch the top. And like, I feel like that's random. Not that other people don't do that, but like you do it every single day. Yeah. Every time.
Well, let's not be telling my business like I be running yellow lights every day. But yeah, every time I run through a yellow light, I lick my fingers and I tap the windshield, the roof, or the windshield, the visor, the roof, and then I touch my St. Christopher pendant. It's just a weird superstition that I have. I don't know. That is a good one. What about you? What's something weird that you do every day? Or random, not weird.
So I really didn't know. And I was like trying to figure it out. And I think it's that I pray, but like while I'm driving and I just talk out loud. Like when I'm like just like I'm talking to myself. Like
you really do talk out like verbally?
Yes,
like,
but like I'm driving, so I'm not sitting there like praying. I'm just like,
sure.
Oh God, okay. So we like had this issue, like, or like today I was driving and I was like, oh, I wonder if Lexi's had her baby. And I was like, hey God, please be with Lexi while she has her baby.
Oh,
like I actually told Zach the other day, I'm so glad that now people have like speakers like in their car where they talk to people. So as I'm driving, people are like, she's talking to herself. Yeah.
I think that is, I mean, random.
I don't feel like a lot, like everybody does that.
No, I agree. Because I don't, and I think to myself a lot in the car. And sometimes I'll have fake arguments with myself in the shower and I'll bob and weave in there. But when I'm driving, I don't think I do.
Yeah. I just like, it's my only time I feel like by myself. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't traditionally sit in like silence at home with my Bible, like praying, but like, I feel like God and I just have those conversations when I'm in the car.
Yeah. Because when would you have that option to sit in silence at your house? Never. Only if nobody's there.
Yeah.
Also, let's inform the Sunday Society of what you did yesterday that I forgot about because it just looks like something that you've had your entire freaking life.
So I've always wanted my nose pierced, like since I was little.
It's so cute.
I really want my septum pierced, but my husband's like really anti-septum and like usually doesn't say anything about what I wear, what I look like, what hair color I pick, nothing. But that he's like, it's just a no. It's an ick for me. He doesn't like it.
Everybody sees my stank face.
He's like I will want to pull on it. Please don't do it. And I literally, that's like the only thing he's ever like had like a hard line about. Yeah. And so I'm like trying to respect it. So yesterday Adeline wanted her ears re-pierced, took her. She was very nervous. Like I could see her hands and she was kind of like doing this at her side. And I was like, I had already said like, oh, maybe I would. And then I was like, eh. And so I was kind of not. Like I didn't fill out the paperwork for me. And then I looked at her and I was like, are you nervous? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, would it make you feel better if I got a piercing too? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, let's do it.
It looks so good. Like I want one because it looks so good on you, but I don't think it would look the same on me.
Oh, I think you would look even cuter. You have the perfect nose for it. Yes. I said to the lady, I was like, do you think this is going to make my nose look bigger? And she's like, you don't have a big nose. And I'm like, I sure feel like I do.
Anyway.
But, so yeah, it was fun.
Like
it didn't
a little
really hurt.
impromptu.
Yeah. I was having a rough day yesterday. Took a half a day, came home. And then we realized that Adeline didn't have ball. And so it's like, let's go get your ears pierced, girl.
Yeah. I love it. It was a perfect day to do it.
And I just go into a tattoo parlor and was like, oh, time to get a new tattoo.
Oh,
so
I know.
Already planning that.
Every time I go on like a trip, I really want to get a tattoo. So now I'm like, oof, maybe I could get one.
I need to stop moving my legs because these make like noise. They're noisy.
Oh, that's okay. I think it'll be fine. We definitely need to go get our girlfriend tattoos.
Yes.
Girlfriends. We girlfriend. But yeah.
Boyfriend and boyfriend.
And I really want to get the let them tattoo.
Yeah, me too.
And I want to get it like opposite of this one. So like over here, let them, and then my blackbird tattoo.
I really want to start working on my either like half sleeves, maybe even one full sleeve, one half sleeve, whatever. I have ideas about that I've had for forever. And then I want to get something for the kids because I have one for Corbin, but like life changes. You don't have as much time, money, things like that when you start to have multiple children. But I have an idea for one for them that I'm kind of thinking. So I have lots of ideas.
You want to keep it a secret or you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to tell them about Zach's tattoo for the kids? Because that's really cool.
Yeah. So he got pocket watches, and it has their time of the time they were born, and then it has the date and their name, and like where the brand of the watch would be is their name, and then it says in these moments time stood still. And I just really cool. I want to get something that Corbin's drawn like on me.
Oh yeah.
Dude. So I have so many things. I'm just going to be covered and I don't even care.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I saw a TikTok of this older lady who is probably like, I don't know what, maybe a boomer, but like not my parents' generation, but maybe a generation above.
Boomer sounds so negative. I just think
it's funny. There's such a negative connotation with it because it is. It's just,
but it doesn't have to be.
They're the baby boomers. That's the generation they are. And it was this lady was saying, we're going to have a whole generation of grandmas covered in tattoos who don't know how to knit or bake. And then a very tattooed woman who looked like she could be a grandmother soon, sorry, said, who was supposed to teach us how to knit and bake? And it was like, boom, baby, exactly. Because it was that lady that was complaining. And I just thought that was funny.
I do like that.
Yeah.
And you can do all of those things.
You can. And even if you don't, like, I don't know how to knit, who cares?
Yeah, me either.
Who cares?
I could learn.
Yeah. And if you do knit, that's awesome. Yeah. But if you don't knit, that's awesome too. Like, it's fine.
So.
They sell blankets at the store.
Whatever, Karen.
Exactly. In the spirit of the Karens, the battle of the Karens. So
you look super cute, by the way.
Thank you. I've lost 25 pounds.
Ooh.
I hit my 25 pound mark.
I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel very good.
Good.
I feel very good. So
I've cut out Coca-Cola.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I had a real Coke problem, guys.
She was addicted to Coke.
We can just tag it.
Put that as a sound bite. That's going to be the title of this episode. She was addicted to Coke.
I love Coca-Cola. I used to be a Pepsi person, stopped drinking soda completely for like 5 years. And then I got pregnant with Brinley, and all I wanted were Coke slushes.
Yup.
Like, it was pathetic. Like, that's how bad it was.
Getting phone calls at 8 at night. Hey, you want to go to the junction with me and get a slush?
Yeah.
I was like, whatever, sure.
So, since then, I drink, like, at least a 32-ounce Coke almost every day. So it got really bad. Like, I was like, okay. So, yeah, we're not doing Coke. I have a Sprite. I'm actually not trying to do caffeine either, except for tea here and there. So I got a limeade today because it doesn't have caffeine.
Right. I think the base is like Sprite or something.
Yeah,
right?
But I did get a Dutch Bros iced coffee this morning because I was on the struggle bus. So balance. I did have caffeine today.
It's all about balance. I'm the same way that with really trying to cut back on caffeine. And I feel like
I'm way too dependent on it.
I am too. And I think it's been about a month.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
Like rubbed my nose.
Oh no. Are you okay? Nothing's bleeding. Nothing moved.
Okay. Oh, all right. We're good. I've done that a couple times.
Oh gosh. That's what I told you. I'm afraid that I'm going to do what? Because
it doesn't hurt that bad, but I'm not expecting it.
Enough
and it's like my body's like, what?
Yeah, what was that? Do what now?
Yeah. And there's like, when you do that, you feel something on the inside of your nose. You're like, whoa. Yeah. So sorry. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I was also cutting out caffeine just because of the anxiety aspect of it for me. And I do feel so much better. Good. Like, I think it's been about a month. And I've got a Sprite also, watermelon Sprite. That's my vibe for the summer.
I love it.
And I drink sweet tea also, but that's about the extent of it. I switched to decaf coffee when I want to have just that ritual of, making a cup of coffee and drinking it. And tomorrow I will probably go to 1012 and get a coffee for the drive to get me started. But other than that, like I really try not to have more than one like coffee caffeinated beverage a week.
Okay.
And that's like the most that I try to do. So
I love it. We are not sponsored by Sonic, but if Sonic would like to.
Right. We would love you. We would love you. 1012 if you want to sponsor us.
1012.
That would be funny.
We are technically like not sponsored, but sponsored by 1012. They support us.
Yes, they did so much by allowing us to record there. Yes. We'll have to go back with all the lights, all the stuff. That'd be fun. So, well, let's jump into this. Am I the Karen? Why do I keep doing that? Battle of the Karens. Week 7. We each have 2 stories. One of mine is incredibly long, and I love it. So yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
I sure can.
I love it for you.
With my paper that has limeade on it. Okay. This one is Karen versus the skateboard.
Oh, I hope she fell.
And I found this on TikTok and like just made it a story, but it's very accurate. It was a perfect afternoon for skating, cool breeze, warm sun, and a smooth stretch of concrete down behind the library. The kind of spot you dream of finding: wide, flat, clean, and most importantly, no signs. No skateboarding, no keep off, just open public property with a clear path and good vibes.
Love a good vibe concrete.
Yes. I absolutely couldn't wait to enjoy the day and my skateboard because it's my favorite type of physical exercise. I just had landed a crisp kickflip. I don't know what that means. The tail snapping clean against the pavement when I saw her. There she stood like a storm cloud of osteoporosis.
Someone get her some yogurt.
Like a cloud of osteoporosis, thin, frail, hunched slightly, but with that unmistakable fire in her eyes. I didn't need a name tag to know who she was. She was a Karen. She stepped directly into my path, hands planted on her hips, feet spread like she was taking a stance on the battlefield.
Oh no.
You can't skateboard here, she barked. I slowed to a stop and took my earbuds out, already prepping myself for some kind of rant. Sorry, what? This is public property, she said, and as if she was letting me in on a secret. You're breaking law.
Wait, this is what property?
It's public property.
That's what she said?
Yeah, that's
this
what she
is public
said.
property. Yes. You're breaking the law. Okay.
I looked around, families walking dogs, kids on scooters, a dude rollerblading with wireless speakers clipped to his backpack. Not a single sign saying we couldn't ride. Yeah, I know, I said calmly. It's public property. That's why I'm allowed to be here. There's no law against it. She squinted at me and she said, you people always think the rules don't apply.
Again, with the you people.
Karen's and the you peoples. You people, I asked, raising an eyebrow. Skateboarders? You terrorize pedestrians, destroy benches, and scare old people.
Benches?
At this point, I'm literally rolling. I said, I haven't touched anything but the ground. She stepped forward again directly in front of my board. I'm not letting you go any farther.
Ew.
I blinked. Was she serious? I pulled out my phone and started recording because I was like, okay, I got to make sure that, like, if something goes wrong, like, I have protection. There's proof. And then I said, you're blocking my path on public property, and I'm recording now, just so we're clear. Her mouth tightened like she had just bitten into a lemon. That's fine. Record all you want. Maybe the police will like the evidence when they arrest you.
Oh, my Lord.
Cool, I said. Let's try this again. I stepped on my board and pushed slowly to the left. She shuffled sideways, right in my way. Okay, that's one, I muttered to myself. Tried the right. She moved again. That's two. Straight ahead. She didn't flinch. 3 more times. I tried to maneuver around her.
That's 3 strikes.
Left, right, a little diagonal pivot, but every time she was right there. She was determined, like a human traffic cone with a vengeance in her veins.
Jesus.
Lady, I'm not trying to fight you, I said, still filming. I'm just trying to ride my skateboard. She jabbed a finger in the air like she was casting a curse. You're not going anywhere until you get off that thing. That's 5 times you've blocked me, I said for the camera. I've tried to leave 5 different ways, and she kept physically stepping in my path. Her face was red now, either from rage or the effort of standing her ground, but she was trying to play like she didn't care or wasn't bothered and kept smiling and just not letting me move. I sighed, stepped off my board again, and walked a few paces down the path. Then I gently dropped the board back down and pushed off. She did not follow, probably because she was out of breath. As I coasted down the path, the camera still rolling, I shook my head and laughed. Public property, no signs, no crimes, just a stubborn old gatekeeper on a personal crusade. And me, I just kept skating and even waved at the police officer while doing it. Yeah. Apparently at some point he came across the police officer that day. Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. Okay. This is public property. You can't be here.
Yeah.
Like, never have I ever heard that.
What? What?
Oh, what now?
Yeah. What do you got for us?
The Halloween Karen who stole my candy and my joy.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, this one I found on Reddit.
Most of mine did come from Reddit. I think that was the one TikTok that I found, but most of them were Reddit, and Reddit was popping lately.
I really some of them I had to dig deep into the whatevers, but all right. I was 11, that weird in-between age where you're technically still a kid, but starting to get taller, maybe a little awkward, and feeling the pressure to grow up faster than you're ready. But that year, Halloween still felt magical. I had planned my costume for weeks, a makeshift vampire look with plastic fangs, black nail polish, and way too much fake blood. My friends and I were out doing the usual suburban trick-or-treating loop, feeling unstoppable with our pillowcases half full and our feet sticky from smashed Tootsie Rolls on the sidewalk.
Unstoppable.
I know. Then we got to her house. The lawn looked perfect. There was a motion-activated witch cackle in the yard and one of those signs that said, "Take one," with a bowl that was already empty.
Oh.
But instead of just ignoring the bowl and moving on like we were used to, the front door flung open and out came Karen. She looked me up and down and with a disapproving glare asked, "Aren't you a little too old to be trick-or-treating?" I kind of laughed thinking she was joking, but she wasn't. She was dead serious. "I don't give candy to kids who should know better," she snapped. "You're not even in costume."
With all the real blood that's all over you?
Right. I know. I was like, what are you talking about? She said, "I was, just not a Pinterest level costume, apparently." She waved us off like we were stray dogs and slammed the door. I didn't say anything to my friends, but my face burned. I suddenly felt too old. Embarrassed, ashamed, like maybe I had overstayed my welcome in childhood. That statement broke my heart.
Yeah.
I don't remember much else about that night. Just after all that, Halloween never quite felt the same. For years, I stopped dressing up. I stayed in. I told people I had grown out of it. But truthfully, that one Karen sucked the joy right out of Halloween for me, like a vampire, but without the cool cape or redeeming storyline.
I hate that.
It wasn't until college, when I went to a costume party just for fun, that I realized I had let some grumpy stranger dictate my joy. And that's when I decided no one gets to tell you when you're too old for something that brings you happiness, whether it's candy, costumes, or collecting Pokemon cards. Amen.
I love that.
So now I go all out. fog machines, animatronic skeletons, buckets of candy, and if a teenager in a hoodie shows up at my door, guess what? They're getting a full-size Snickers and a high five, because if you're brave enough to knock, you're young enough to treat. And to that Halloween Karen from years ago, I hope you finally got the attention you were craving. Just know you might have ruined Halloween for a while, but you didn't kill it forever.
I love that.
I like that it had a good ending, yes.
And honestly,
joyful.
we give out candy to anybody that comes.
Yes.
And we love Halloween. It's fun.
Yeah.
So.
I'll go trick-or-treating. Give me that candy bar, Karen. I'll slap you. Just kidding, but.
Okay.
All
My
right.
next one is Karen recorded me at work.
Boo.
And this one is Reddit. I'm a server at a popular pizza chain. Yesterday being a Saturday night, we had a really busy dinner rush, a little understaffed.
What else is new?
Yeah. Once it slowed down, a lady came in carrying a pizza box. She tells me her delivery driver set her food down on her wet porch and didn't notify her that the food had arrived. I told her it was DoorDash and that our delivery driver is currently out due to having surgery. She says she wants a full refund, so I start the process. While I'm trying to give her the refund, she starts basically talking crap about how she also tried to call several times but no one answered. I'm trying to stay professional and completely ignoring the rude tone she's having while still trying to help.
So she's trying to give her a full refund.
Yeah, like, no problem. Sorry that happened, even though it was DoorDash.
Yeah.
I tell her we have a call center and that we also just had dinner rush, so if no one was able to get the phone, that's why.
That's crazy that a pizza place has a call center.
Yeah.
Like, you call and it goes to like some outsourced group of people.
Yeah, and then they might end up directing it to the.
That's crazy. Yeah. Sorry. I keep interrupting you. That's just wild.
So, and we also had a dinner rush, so if no one was able to get to the phone, that was why. It wasn't letting me give the refund, so I go back and ask my coworkers about it. They said it's because since it was DoorDash, that's why it wasn't letting me give her a refund, and she would have to call DoorDash about it. Oh. That just gave me anxiety.
Well, let me just tell you, as someone who's gotten a refund from DoorDash, you just got to type it in on the app. You don't even have to call anybody.
I go back to the front and tell her, and she goes, no, I called DoorDash and they said to talk to you.
Wait, she came to the store to complain about this?
Because she said they didn't answer the phone.
But she had the pizza delivered, but she could come in to complain? Okay.
I'm going back and forth trying to figure things out, and she starts calling the store, so the phone starts ringing. She then starts calling me a liar over and over again. I reminded her again that we just had a dinner rush, so no one was able to get to the phone while she was calling about her issue. She then pulls out her phone and starts to record me and all of my coworkers that were in the back of the kitchen. I call my manager to ask her what I should do, and she says to just get her number so my manager could call her tomorrow. I go back out front to do so, and Karen left. So she pretty much just came just to yell at me, record us, since she had left before I could help her. After she left, she started spam calling the store. But of course, at that point, no one wanted to answer her call.
Oh, no.
After the stuff she just pulled, I wouldn't have answered it too.
I wouldn't have either.
Makes me think of Tennessee when that phone rang and we were all just like, why is this phone ringing?
Who would be calling us right now?
Yeah. We were watching like a creepy show or something.
It's like you, I think.
Maybe.
Something like that.
May have done some stalking and found out she's a mental health advocate and an affirmative therapist. So that's pretty ironic considering she just went and harassed some 20-year-old food service worker making $5.50 an hour.
Oof.
Not only that, after she left, a DoorDasher that was behind her was like, sorry about the Karen. What was she mad about? And I explained to him and he was like, yeah, that's on DoorDash, not you guys. So there's an update. Okay. And it says, my manager is awesome.
Love this. Love this already.
This morning, my manager reviewed the cameras and her and Karen exchanged a couple of emails. My manager said, hello, my name is blank. I'm the regional general manager at blank. I'm sorry to hear about your experience with our store this past Saturday. We used DoorDash for delivery at our store, and I'm sorry that they left your food outside. Unfortunately, when we DoorDash an order, we have to wait until the next day to issue refunds. This is why my server could not find a way to do it while you were here Saturday. Saturdays are very busy to us and we are short-staffed at the moment. That is why we have to have a call center in place for those busy hours. This is so my staff can focus on customers that are in the store. If you know of anyone who would like to apply, the applications can be found at theplaceIwork.com. I would also like to advise you that taking photos and videos of my staff, this is how I would respond. Taking photos, videos of my staff is prohibited and will not be tolerated. I have issued you your refund of $47.25. It may take 5 to 7 business days to go back on your card. If you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to me at this email. What I have to say is I love the passive aggressiveness in the email and how she literally gave her a link as to someone to find how you can apply being short-staffed. She said, and she gets the W for defending me.
Oh, 100%.
Karen's reply, which was sent just 15 minutes later.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your response. I am not happy with the interaction and would typically not take pictures, videos of someone in their workplace, but I felt I needed proof of the interaction given the series of false statements the employee made.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Karen.
It's a freaking pizza.
Yeah.
I do understand the busy nature of a pizza shop on a Saturday evening, but at the time I was there, I was the only customer in the store. The phone rang and the employee made zero effort to answer. If it truly was set up to forward to a call center, please do check because it just disconnects after several rings. I tried multiple times before driving to the store and also while I was standing inside. I hope you will offer additional training to this employee and that you are able to find staff. Now, a few things are confusing to me about this response. Maybe this lady just can't accept that she's in the wrong in this situation or what. She said, I felt I needed proof of the interaction given the series of false statements the employee made. This literally makes no sense because my own manager in the very email you were responding to told you the exact same things I did while you were yelling at me. I told you we had a call center. I told you we were understaffed. I told you I couldn't refund the order because it was DoorDash, and I told you we just had a dinner rush before you came in. And you can clearly see I was the only person working up front. So what false statements was I making? She also said that she was the only customer in the store and the phone rang when she was calling the store in front of me, by the way, and I made zero efforts to answer, maybe because I was prioritizing the situation you were putting me in and I was trying to help you to get a refund while also asking my coworkers what to do because you started yelling. Why would I go and answer the phone when it's you calling and you're standing right in front of me just because you want to see if I'll go answer it?
Yeah.
Again, I had also literally told her we just had dinner rush before she came in. This is why no one was able to get to the phone while she was calling about her issue. As for her saying she hopes I get additional training, that just made me laugh because I did everything right in this situation. I've been working here for over a year, Karen. No additional training needed. I think I know what I'm doing at this point.
No training needed. Put that on a t-shirt.
Part of me believes she really wanted a reaction out of me, and that's why she kept getting more and more angry the less I was reacting to her behavior. And when I still barely gave her a reaction to her recording, she just left.
Yep. That's a narcissist for you. Yeah. When you don't give them the feedback or the response that they are hoping for, they're like, they get so mad.
Yep.
All right. I love that was a long one because my last one this week is long too.
Okay.
And this is called Me and Karen, a love story. This was on Reddit.
Okay.
And there is some language.
Okay.
I really want to say the words, but I will not. So, title, Me and Karen, a love story. Just kidding. Karen is a total biatch, but buckle up because here's my novel.
Buckle up. I like it.
Hold on to your britches. My husband and I are in our late 30s and child-free. I'm a regular poster here under my main account, but wanted to post this under my alternative account for privacy. My husband and I had been saving up for almost a decade to move to a tropical paradise. About 2 years ago, we bit the bullet and moved to our dream location. Housing here is super expensive, like Hawaii prices, so all we could afford was half of a duplex. It is beautiful and on the water with places for our boat. Unfortunately,
it's definitely Florida. It's so expensive.
It has to be Florida. Yeah.
So expensive. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, Karen, Billy Bob, and her 3 gremlins live in the other unit. So each part of this story has like a caption, like a title that she's given it. So this is called The Setup.
Oh, okay.
Or just Setup.
Okay.
There was a period of time where we just went for a week here and there, but we live here full time now. The entire duplex was owned by an older gentleman who rented out both sides. The sides do not match at all. One side is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. The other side of the duplex is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. We bought the 5-bedroom. On our side of the property, we have 90% of the backyard, a gazebo, and dockage, about 150 feet since it is on a corner. The other side has a small backyard, patio, and maybe 15 feet of dockage. The rental leases say the renters are entitled to their specific backyards, but there were no fences or anything, so all the renters shared the entire backyard. After we bought the house, Karen immediately tried to throw her weight around that they expected to continue with that privilege. I told her if she asked politely, we would try to accommodate her. She thought this meant she could use our backyard whenever she wanted.
Oh.
This section is called the party incident.
Okay.
Sunday, my husband and I are enjoying some drinks outside when a delivery truck shows up to set up a giant blow-up thing in our backyard. I asked Karen WTF she thought she was doing, and she said it was her kid's birthday. Then she had the gall to say it was a family and friends only event, so we had to stay inside our house. Not wanting to be a total a-hole and ruin some little girl's birthday, I told Karen after this she had no access to our backyard, period. Karen shrugged and kept setting up for the party. During the party, a drunk adult wandered into our house, which shocked us all. I
gosh.
Yeah. I said, Karen's house is on the other side. And he said, oh, Karen said she owned the whole property and to use whichever bathroom was available.
Nuh-uh. You made this story up.
I promise I did
Oh
not.
my gosh.
I directed him to Karen's bathroom, and soon after, she came storming into our house, screaming about how dare we make her look bad to her friends and how selfish we are. We couldn't even spare one bathroom. She said we didn't deserve all this space with just us. I told Karen...
Excuse me.
Yeah, I told Karen to get the hell out of my house or I would be calling the cops.
Yeah.
She finally left and the party wrapped up shortly after. Backyard remodel. After the party incident, we decided we needed to clearly define the backyard and build a fence.
Yeah.
While we were spending the money, we decided to update the patio, put in a fire pit, and an outdoor kitchen.
Nice.
While a contractor was on site, nosy Karen had to come investigate. Since the fence would be the last thing built, I was vague and just stuck to telling her about the patio update. You could see her face light up because, of course, in her mind, what's ours is hers. When the workers started on the fence, Karen came out screaming for the work to stop. I went outside and told the workers to keep working and told Karen to butt out. Of course, in true Karen fashion, she called the cops. What happened next was hilarity on my part after explaining to the cop that we were building a fence on our property and that the landlord, of which Karen was not, knew about it. When the cop gave Karen a stern lecture, I thought her head was going to explode. She went back into her house and slammed the sliding door so hard it sounded like something cracked. We got our fence, and I thought that would be the end. But of course not. This next part is titled The Boat Incident. One day, Billy Bob entered the picture, and he was as much a terrible neighbor as Karen. He would throw cigarette butts and empty beer cans over our fence for disrespecting his woman. I didn't know Paradise had trailer trash, but Billy Bob is the epitome of stereotype. You know, if you know, you know. Billy Bob has a boat. 30-foot fishing boat, to be precise. Of course, that side of the duplex only has 15 feet of dockage. Since we have so much dockage and only one boat, we rent out the other dockage spots month to month. People come and go, so if we don't receive rent from them by the end of the month and the boat disappears, we think nothing of it. We had a renter who tied up their boat on the property line, but Billy Bob wanted to park his boat and needed that space. Karen and Billy Bob posed as us. We were out of town. And told the renters to be gone at the end of the month and then parked Billy Bob's boat on the dockage. I only found out about it. Girl.
Absolute audacity. I'm just like, this has to be made up.
Made up? Yeah.
Ugh.
I only found out about it weeks later because the renter left a nasty review on the rental site we use. They said we were rude and went back on the verbal agreement to let them stay for 3 more months. I was like, what the F is all this? After a phone call, I quickly put 2 and 2 together. I called the cops, who told Karen and Billy Bob they need to move their boat or it would be, quote, towed, or the equivalent of it anyway. Karen and Billy Bob started screaming the boat is fully on their property. It wasn't. Then changed to no one can own the water. True, but a seawall is deeded. That we are liars, and at some point Billy Bob punched a cop and went to jail. I felt bad for the cops, so I took them all snacks the next day with a note apologizing for neighbor drama. I ended up winning my small claims suit against them for lost rental income, but of course, haven't seen a dime.
Yeah.
I eventually convinced the dockage renters to come back and gave them a few months free as compensation. Final revenge. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Get ready. So with the collapsing market, we were trying to figure out what to do with our savings when a perfect opportunity opened up. The landlord who owned both properties was in desperate need of some cash and was tired of managing the property from 2,000 miles away. Because, of course, Karen is a Karen and called him weekly for every little thing. His only stipulation was that we, quote, let the poor single mom who has been his renter for 8 years finish her lease, which is up in July. Since we just have money we were trying to reinvest, and because now we get to control our neighbors, heck yeah, we jumped on that. Since we didn't need a realtor or mortgage, and an inspection had been done just a year ago for the old landlord to refinance, everything closed in just under 2 weeks.
Dang.
Karen was aware of a change of ownership. We registered the property under an LLC, but didn't know who until 8 days ago. I went over to Karen's house and knocked on the door. Karen answered with a, "What the F do you want? See you next Tuesday."
My goodness.
Clutching
my pearls.
I beg your finest of pardons.
Oh my.
I smiled, handed her our landlord information, and sweetly reminded her rent was due by Friday. But she could just hand me the check if that was easier. I've always heard descriptions of people's faces turning white, but this was the first time I have actually seen it.
Oh, wow.
I told Karen that we are honoring her lease until the end of July, but afterwards she had better make plans to move because we intend to remodel it before these next tenants move in. Bye, biatch. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Only one update. Update number 1. It says, not much to update, folks. Karen and family's lease isn't up until the end of July. Rent has been paid on time. As far as I know, she doesn't have a new place lined up. We've served her 30-day notice that we will not be renewing the lease. We also offered in writing that we will prorate in July and waive the termination fee if they want to leave before the end of the lease. Beyond the near weekly loud parties and having to call police because the kids were throwing lit fireworks at our boat, not much beyond the norm.
Okay.
So there's that. That saga that is the Karenest of Karen neighbors.
Oh my.
Could you imagine sharing a duplex with that woman?
She is towards the top of my list for sure.
She's up there with Cranky Carl, hitting people with shopping carts.
Yeah.
So that is week 7. We've got some good stories.
We are so excited to finish this week out and head on to week 8.
Yes. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, rate, review. Follow, repost on TikTok. We have our giveaway still going on through the end of July. And
$50 gift card, Visa gift card.
Yeah. We've gotten a lot of traction on that. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, if you follow us and you're a new follower, you get a entry. And then if you repost. You get an entry. So even if you're already following us, if you repost it, you get an entry. Yeah.
Jinx. So yeah, we'll see you all next week. I'm Bianca.
I'm Hannah.
And we are
Taking Back Sunday.
Oh, Lord Jesus. So you definitely don't.
Yeah.
You do not. Phone came on.
Oh, so maybe it just was real dead.
Real dead.
Oh, it just looks like it shut off again.
Oh, well.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's locked screen or something.
Well, and it just said hello. So maybe it's just going to try to get connected.
This is so this is... Okay. Try again.
A 30 foot 34.